All right, welcome back everyone to another episode of Tech Unlocked. I'm Mark, your guide through the wonderfully wild world of tech innovation, and probably over-caffeinated on most days, let's be real.
And I'm Jenny, ready to ask all the questions our amazing listeners are probably thinking. And occasionally remind Mark to take a breath. Mark, you've been buzzing about this Workstate announcement for, days now? Weeks even? What's got your circuits firing?
Jenny, buzzing doesn't even cut it. Try oscillating at a high frequency of pure, unadulterated excitement. We're talking about AI Document Automation Pro for government data. They just launched it, and this is addressing a problem I've heard about for years, for decades even. A persistent, nagging problem.
Government data automation. That sounds like a lot of paperwork. Not exactly the most glamorous side of AI, is it? More like the filing cabinet side of AI, I'd say.
Exactly. But that's the point. It's not glamorous, it's essential, and it's a huge problem. Think about it. 80 to 90% of government data is unstructured. We're talking PDFs, scanned images, handwritten forms, for things like Medicaid applications, SNAP benefits, disaster relief applications. Think of the mountains of paper, the sheer stacks of documents that need to be sifted through.
I've had to fill out some of those forms, and let me tell you, they are thorough and complicated. Like, need a lawyer to interpret. Complicated sometimes.
Thorough and complicated is an understatement. Now imagine agency staff manually processing all of that. We're talking months of work. And error rates of up to 22% in some cases, like Medicaid eligibility determinations. And those errors? They're expensive. Like $18 billion annually in improper payment errors expensive. That's a lot of taxpayer money vanishing into the bureaucratic ether.
Whoa. $18 billion. That's a staggering figure, Mark. It's almost abstract in its enormity. So Workstate's platform is basically taking all that messy, unstructured data and making sense of it, trying to prevent those losses?
It's doing more than just making sense. It's transforming it. They ingest all these different document types, scans, faxes, emails, PDFs, then use AI to interpret it, extract the critical info, and essentially turn it into structured data that's ready for analysis. They make it searchable, usable, and actionable. But here's the cool part. Even cooler than just going digital.
Okay, Mark. My curiosity is sufficiently piqued. Spill the beans. What's the even cooler part? Because turning piles of paper into searchable data already sounds pretty cool to me, honestly.
It's the accuracy, Jenny. The sheer, almost unbelievable accuracy. In a case study with Boston College for Medicaid document extraction, they processed over 300 complex PDFs with 99% accuracy. And get this, 140 staff hours reduced to just 12 hours per 100 documents. Think about that. From months and months of manual review to mere weeks, sometimes days. It's a complete shift in scale.
99% accuracy on government paperwork? That's genuinely impressive, especially with all the variations you mentioned, like handwritten notes, different state forms, outdated versions. How do they get such high accuracy, especially when, humans struggle with it?
That's where the government-specific part comes in. This isn't just a generic document AI tool you could spin up for a small business. It's trained on specialized data sets like specific state Medicaid policies, SNAP rules, federal regulations. It understands the context, the jargon, the nuances of governmental forms. And here's the secret sauce. The piece that prevents it from being a scary, anonymous, black box, AI that makes all the decisions. Human-in-the-loop validation.
Human-in-the-loop? So it's not fully automated? Explain that for me, Mark. How does that work in practice? Isn't the point of AI to, automate everything?
Good question. And that's where the nuance comes in. It means the AI handles the vast majority of predictable, routine cases. It's doing the heavy lifting, the grunt work. But if the AI's confidence level drops below a certain threshold, say 95%, or if it encounters an edge case, like a really messy handwritten note, a coffee stain obscuring a key detail, or an unusual situation like a multi-state residency claim, it flags it for a human reviewer. These human reviewers then make the final decision, or correct the AI. And the system actually learns from those corrections. It's built for accountability, which is crucial in government, right? You can't just have a computer denying someone benefits without a human eye on it.
So it's like a really smart assistant that knows when to ask for help, rather than trying to do everything itself and potentially messing up something important. That makes a lot of sense, especially for sensitive data and critical public services. And you mentioned it's speeding up processes significantly?
Oh, for sure. Agencies like HHS and FEMA are reporting 50 to 60% reductions in grants processing time. Imagine getting disaster relief funds or crucial benefits out to citizens twice as fast. That's not just an efficiency gain. That's a direct, tangible impact on people's lives. It could mean the difference between a family being housed quickly after a hurricane and waiting months.
That's a powerful benefit. It makes me wonder about the bigger picture, though. Is this just one platform from one company? Or is it part of a larger trend we're seeing in how government works with tech?
Great question, Jenny. It fits right into what the White House is pushing with, America's AI Action Plan, and what the GSA is doing with their USAI platform. See, Workstate's offering is specialized, a deep dive document processing solution, while USAI is more of a foundational, secure, generative AI suite for federal agencies more broadly. Their complementary USAI provides the robust, secure environment and ecosystem, and Workstate delivers the super-specific, compliant tools for something like Medicaid processing. It's like Workstate is the specialized craftsperson, and USAI is the state-of-the-art workshop providing all the advanced infrastructure.
Ah, so USAI is the workbench, and Workstate is the specialized tool in the workbench? That analogy actually helps me get an image, Mark. But what about the people who used to do all this manual processing? You know, the folks slaving away over those stacks of paper. Is this going to lead to massive job losses?
That's a really important concern, and it's something agencies are proactively addressing. The philosophy here, and it's a critical distinction, is augmentation, not replacement. Instead of having staff do rote data entry, which, let's be honest, can be soul-crushing work, they're being retrained as AI supervisors or data analysts. For instance, the Boston College project I mentioned earlier, they retrained staff to manage the AI, and those individuals actually ended up handling 3 times more cases than before. It shifts staff from repetitive, burnout-inducing tasks to more critical, thoughtful work that leverages their human judgment and empathy.
That sounds almost positive for the workforce, a real transformation of roles rather than elimination. So instead of being replaced, they're evolving their functions. But a question I often hear when we talk about AI in government, especially in sensitive areas like benefits, what about algorithmic bias? You know, when the AI might inadvertently discriminate or perpetuate existing inequalities.
That's a huge ethical consideration, and Workstate built that in from the ground up, actually. They have bias detection flags woven into the system. If the AI sees something that might indicate bias, say a demographic disparity in how certain cases are being processed, or if it's consistently flagging applications from a particular zip code more often, it flags it. Then, a human steps in to investigate. It's designed to be transparent. Those audit trails show exactly why a decision was reached, making it much harder for black box decisions to slip through without scrutiny. Plus, having that human in the loop is another layer of defense against unintended bias.
So it's not an algorithm making the final judgment on someone's eligibility and potentially perpetuating historical biases, but rather highlighting information for human review and further investigation. That distinction feels genuinely important when we're talking about public trust and equitable service. This changes the narrative a bit. Mark, what's next? Where do you see this going? What's the bigger vision here?
I think we're going to see much deeper integration with the broader federal data strategy. Imagine real-time policy impact analysis, because all this previously trapped, inaccessible data is now structured and fully accessible. Think about predictive analytics for eligibility. Not just processing applications faster, but actually predicting needs, proactively reaching out to citizens who might qualify for assistance before they even apply. It's going to reshape how government services are delivered and how policy is made, moving from reactive to proactive, all built on reliable, AI-extracted data. It could make government feel much more responsive, more human, even with more automation.
That sounds like a future where government is more efficient, more responsive, and hopefully more trusted by its citizens, this workstate platform really opens up some fascinating possibilities, far beyond just cutting down on paperwork. It's about empowering agencies to serve people better. Thanks for breaking it all down, Mark. You actually made government forms sound interesting for a minute there.
Anytime, Jenny. This is the kind of tech that truly makes a quantifiable difference. And believe it or not, we're only just getting started on this journey.
And that wraps up another episode of Tech Unlocked, where we try to demystify the tech-making waves in the world today. We'll catch you next time.